How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Pace Studio here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are joined by a very special guest today, Mr. Gene Simmons of KISS.
Yeah, that's me. No, from Air Supply.
From Air Supply. The other Gene Simmons, the original Gene Simmons couldn't be here, and we got the other Gene Simmons from Air Supply.
That's true.
So thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
You're standing in for Gene from KISS, and you're gonna tell us about what he might have said had he come here.
Oh, he would have sold you air.
Yeah,
every breath you take. But speaking of potato chips, what's in back of us is literally the largest box set of all time, physically and in all other ways. This weighs 38 pounds, is right under 3 feet, and I wanted to do something that is a life statement for me. This is my project. This is what I believe in, and I had to do this. So check out the specs. This spans half a century of music from 1966 until 2016. When I was 14, 15 years old, I wrote one of my first songs, My Uncle is a Raft. It's in there. It goes all the way up to 216. I've co-written songs with Bob Dylan. It's in there, the demos. Bob and I actually are writing songs together, and the tape is rolling, the actual songwriting process in there. The Van Halen brothers and the band, I found those guys in LA, signed them to my production company, and both Alex and Eddie were kind enough to play on Christine 16 and a few other songs that I'd written, fresh off the, creative juices I had, and those 3 songs are on there. Joe Perry from Aerosmith is on, all the KISS guys, Ace and Paul and Peter and Paul and Mary and all those guys. You see what I did there?
I did. I saw that. Yeah.
So here's the difference. Even though on the surface of it, GeneSimmonsVault.com. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again? GeneSimmonsVault.com is a place where you can go to and find out everything, videos and schmaltz and everything else. But the real story is for me. What I'm going to do is anybody who gets the vault, and there are only a few thousand on Earth. We're literally only going to make a few thousand on planet Earth. Anybody who gets the vault gets me as well. I'm going to hand deliver the vault to you. I'm going to pay for my own flights, my own insurance, my own everything else, because it's really time to give back. Now, this is not cheap. This is made with metal wheels and metal paraphernalia, and as you can tell, just from that's the side, the handle that picks it up. This is a lifetime thing. Most things last a few years. This is going to last a lifetime. It's got 10 CDs. There are also some surprises, a huge book, which my best new friend is holding up, and is also going to be 4 inches thicker. It's 50,000 words now because the CDs come inside. These are the stories and the photos of the songs and when they were throughout the last half century. So there have been a lot of talk about one way or the other. I mean, this is already a worldwide story, but I just want to be clear about why. Because everybody does stuff for their own things. For me, as an immigrant, a legal one, I came to America as a little kid, and I just couldn't imagine that anybody would give me, somebody's walking, it's a magician. He's got a hat and a strange Van Dyke beard. He must be doing magic. I'll wait.
No, we're good.
No, we're not. Once he sits still, then we'll get back to it. He's got writing on his arm, too.
Yeah.
Okay?
All good.
Magician has disappeared.
Continue.
So when I first came to America, I couldn't believe my good fortune. I couldn't believe the kindness that America was giving me the chance to do anything. And so as we sit here, I'm proudly telling you that KISS is America's and South America's #1 gold record award-winning group of all time in all categories, Recording Industry Association. So that's nice and that's fun and that's everything. But I have to tell you, for me personally, just putting out another record or doing another tour, and we're fine, we're touring and everything. At some point, I'm going to get off the stage and stop doing this. And I'm fine. I'm 68, we're touring, we're doing the world, I'm in good shape, everything's fine. So I'm not saying I'm leaving anywhere, but now is the time. I am sick and tired of, instant gratification and downloading stuff where songs have there's no art to it. So I wanted to create the vault, and what I'm going to do is anyone who buys this, and there are only a few thousand, go to GeneSimmonsVault.com. I'm going to fly on a jet and personally hand it to you, wherever you are. Wherever you want to meet me in your local vicinity at a convenient time, I'm going to personally hand every single one of these vaults to the fans. And I'll tell you why, in all seriousness. You know, I like to kid around, and I was torturing you before and all that. But here's the heartbeat of it for me. Imagine you're the luckiest son of a bitch who ever walked the face of the planet. You win the lottery, and you get a one-way ticket to paradise or wherever. And you get in the limo by yourself, and you're driven, and you go to the Grand Canyon, and you behold everything, and it's just amazing. It's hollow, it's empty, because you're alone. I need to feed my soul and my heart. I need to see the people who made me who I am, because without the fans, I'd be asking the next person in line, would you like some fries with that? So I'm really actually doing this for me. There's a lot of cool stuff in here, and I could tell you about it. Just go to GeneSimmonsVault.com and know that this is not going to be in stores anywhere in the world. No online stuff. There's not going to be a for sale model. It's not on sale, rather. Rolls-Royce is always, that's what it costs, and that's it. And after the few thousand that we make of these are gone to the fans, that's it. So I don't want to go into the sales spiel. Be the first on your blog. I'm very sincere. Do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm doing this for me. GeneSimmonsVault.com. It's got a Gene Simmons action figure, and the book is massive. And there are even secret cubicles in there where you press, door opens, and I put stuff from my personal collection, whether it's leather gloves or a pair of my shades, backstage passes, so that even GeneSimmonsVault.com pieces will be slightly different around the world. Back to you, Chet. You have no idea what Chet means, do you?
Chet, it's a name, I think.
Huntley Brinkley, they were one of the first.
Yeah, short for Charles.
Millennials have, past 5 years, they don't have a fucking clue what happened before. What happened?
Yeah, yeah. Well, should I call you, can I call you Chaim, or should I leave it at Gene?
Let me do it the respectable thing, because proper is, Siri, what do you call me?
You're my Lord and Redeemer.
You see, that's the...
Is that how I can call you that?
Well, it's formal.
Okay, all right. So,
my Lord and Redeemer.
So, my Lord and Redeemer, I'm wondering, are you a person who, over the years...
Let me just show you how well that works. Say that again. My Lord, go ahead.
My Lord and Redeemer? Oh, nice. I'm going to put this right over here.
See how that works?
We're from the same tribe.
All right.
Over the years, over these many years, have you been a person who, there are many artists who record a ton of material and stow it away, don't make it available to the public. Are you someone who has recorded a lot of music and to this point has never released it, or?
Well, that's precisely the point. None of these 150 songs, none of these tracks have ever been released. Early Kiss versions of Christine 16 with myself and Eddie and Alex Van Halen, because I signed those guys originally. They were my production company, and then tore up the contract when I didn't think I had enough time to work on them. So early versions of songs that became Rock and Roll All Night and all that, that's in the box set. But yeah, you're right. Over the course of the last half century, I've been, Kiss has been around 44 years. I've been writing, and there are even a few books that I've never released. I've got another one coming out. But yes, I've been holding on to them. And I did not want to put out just another album that's going to be downloaded and file shared and all that stuff. I don't want to play that game.
Yeah.
I want to hold it and feel it. I come from a time when bands and their albums were art. You spent time and effort into the packaging, what it looked like, and people that bought albums actually liked the way it looked, and they'd put them on their fireplaces, the mantelplaces, and look at them because the artwork was cool. There were awards for that. There were shows on TV about that. There were even books about album art. And that's what I'm about. I don't want that sort of, I'm going to download a song. Where is it? Oh, it's up in the cloud something. What does it look like? Oh, I have no idea. It's just, listen. No, I want it to envelop you. I want you to feel it, see it, and pardon me, Gene Simmons.
That's our Lord and Redeemer.
Yeah.
Right here.
Mine too.
Yeah. So I'm curious, if you're going to hand deliver each one of these things to the fans who buy them, how much time do you figure that will take? That's going to be quite an endeavor to get these all over the world.
Which is why I'm not touring for a year. Literally. We start January and start going around the world. Before then, you can go to GeneSimmonsVault.com. There are other things you can do, crazy stuff, like today We had a fan, his name is Gino. We spent the day at Electric Lady Studios, and he's going to be one of the co-executive producers on the box set. The co-executive producer gets his name on the inside. He gets a plaque on the inside of the vault. You want to be an executive producer on GeneSimmonsVault.com, go to that same .com, GeneSimmonsVault.com, and it'll tell you all about that. You know, when I was a kid and I bought Beatle records, I couldn't imagine McCartney or Elvis or anybody coming to my home. Or
I'm a millennial. I don't know who those groups are.
Yeah, I can't spell that word. It's a stupid word.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't. There's 2 L's. And
I'm actually older than millennials, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know what the cutoff is for that. Yeah.
So the bottom line is, I want to be able to do stuff that's never been done before, because I don't like that separation, you know, that the fans are over there, they're supposed to just, you know, worship you, and I'm up here. You know, it's lonely at the top. You don't get the emotional connection of what it all means. Gino, this guy and his family and his kids came up from Florida, where all this devastation is going on. Their house is, you know, is underwater, some of it, and they came up just for this. And we spent the afternoon listening to songs, and he made some suggestions about this, and we're going to listen to it. The most important thing for me is I could look into his eyes and see him well up with tears and have him tell me, when I was a kid, this is what it meant to me. You don't understand. Because music is not just music. It's the soundtrack of your life, not just mine. People get married to songs. They mean more. You know, what's a national anthem without the song for you to sing it, and so on. So whether you're humming in the shower, music is the soundtrack of life, and I'm proud to say I'm a little part of it. But this, GeneSimmonsVault.com, is the largest box set of all time, and instead of going to stores, you won't find it. Instead of trying to download it, it won't be there. I want to personally bring this monster to you, wherever you are. Yeah, literally in Finland and Moscow, I'm going to come there at my cost.
And I wonder, are you going to bring a second vault with you to put the money in and leave with when you get there?
The chances are pretty good I'm going to lose my ass doing this.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone around the world? And
not on this kind of mission, no. No, last time I did,
well,
it
the
was
cost
not.
of plane tickets, do you have any
Yeah,
idea?
yeah, I mean, I imagine it's quite a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we just did Australian interviews, and however many there are. Perth is the most distant city on planet Earth. Singapore is closer to Perth than Perth is to the rest of Australia. I'm going there.
Yeah. Do you already have some idea of the places that you are going, or is it all yet to be determined?
It's already penciled in. We've got all of Europe, Australia, Japan. In fact, I'm going to Japan in a few weeks. We're going to Toronto Sunday. I mean, it's coming in. The physical vaults will not be in your sweaty paws until starting January 1st. That's when I start traveling around and handing the vaults out. But before then, it's up to you. If you want to be the first on your block to get it, you've got to go to GeneSimmonsVault.com. There's only a few thousand on Earth, and if you get yours, you'll be one of the ones that I'm going to hand deliver the vault to. And if not, just be envious.
So you mentioned the connection that is made, you know, between a band and its fans as being something that is sacred, and it's something that Kiss was obviously is obviously king of in terms of that bond. Is that something that, in your estimation, just has died away? Are there still bands that really are able to make that kind of connection that Kiss did?
You know, the hippie bands of San Francisco had a better idea of it and did it better. I mean, they all died poor. That's the sad part of that. But they used to play in the streets, you know what I mean? And they used to have that kind of relationship with the fans. And the Dead would live in a house all together, and people just walk in off the street. So you had that sense. You keep your snoot close to the ground. Sure, you're on stage, and sure, you're thing, and all the chicks want you and stuff. Oh, okay, great. But again, if you're going on a journey to the Grand Canyon or something, and you're experiencing this by yourself, it's really kind of sad. I mean, you don't get the emotional connection. But if you're going with loved ones or even strangers, go, wow, look at that, because we're social animals. I want that emotional connection. The money's great. I make a living. We're #1 group. Blah 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 blah. I want to fill, and my bank account's full. Actually, there's no such thing. I want my heart to get up there, you know, before the final curtain, before it's all over.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be dead when they posthumous and other big words like gymnasium. They go, these unreleased tracks, never before found. Bullshit. I want to be here. If you're going to throw a party for me, I want to be part of the party.
Is there another vault's worth of recordings that you have stowed away, or are you basically emptying out your personal vault?
Stay tuned, kids.
All right, you going around the world twice is going to be double the work.
Oh, you have no idea. Just one plane trip to Australia is, 15 hours in the air, 30 hours round trip, plus, jet lag and hotels and stuff. And you can buy a small house for that.
Yeah. Well, getting back to KISS just for a second, the idea of KISS as something that was so magical when it started and has continued to be. But in the early 70s, when you guys started out, you were able to don these personas, the Demon and the Star Child. If you were, is that something that can be done today? If you wanted to start a group and have this air of mystery or intrigue?
No, because now your buttons or cameras, you can't go take a pee without somebody doing a CinemaScope version of it. And
how would you do it now? If Gene Simmons wanted to start a band and have that impact where you are making this mysterious connection with fans where there is this real bond.
I would suggest not being able to draw or dance or be talented in or act or do anything, and just do selfies. It's been done.
Yeah, well, right, it's been done already.
The most filmed person on planet Earth doesn't sing, dance, write, or do anything, but is the most famous person on Earth.
Yeah, and that is oneself.
I'm not. No. Girls?
Kardashian?
That's correct.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And by the way, I totally support the idea. Whatever it is that people want, of the people, for the people. People decide what the value is. And if the value is somebody who markets themselves and they are the art, more power to them.
Yeah. So in terms of the music, there's more KISS music on the way, would you say?
Well, there's more KISS music, but I'm not incentivized to go into the studio and have people download it and file share it for free. We give to philanthropy. I'm doing a benefit concert. Ace Frehley's going to jump up, Don Felder, Cheap Trick, the Jayhawks, September 20th in St. Paul. Go to thechildrenmatter.ngo. Proceeds go to the hurricane relief, for our fellow Americans in Houston. But now that's philanthropy. We do that, and I write checks. KISS is not a charity.
Yeah.
I want to get paid. You do this for free or you get paid?
I get paid a little bit.
Me too. I didn't ask how much.
Yeah. I didn't tell you.
That's correct. That's a Jewish conversation. How are you? How am I? How should I be?
Yeah.
Why are you asking? Who wants to know? Nobody ever says anything. They just ask questions.
So
you can be here until dusk settles. I'm not sure. Why wouldn't you be sure? Why are you asking?
That's right. That's why my grandparents lived into their 90s, because they never got done with that one conversation they were having in 1927.
Forever, and never answered any questions.
Yeah, that's right.
And so KISS is not a charity. We work hard. We are, in fact, the hardest working band in show business, and we get paid. And we will decide when we do anything for free, not some freckle-faced college kids who decides you've got too much money. Bitch, you're not qualified to even wipe your own ass, much less tell me what's right and wrong in my life.
It's been some time, I think.
And I mean that in the very nicest way, by the way.
Since you played with Ace, I think it's been quite a while since you were on stage with Ace, yeah?
Since Ace has played with me or been on stage with me, it's been quite a while.
Quite a while.
See what I did there?
I did, yeah. Well, we're doing that thing again.
No,
where we're not answering really.
Oh, no, I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm on the other side of that.
Well, somebody's got a headline and somebody does not.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's why you're here, Gene.
To thine own self be true. So
that's right.
The powerful and attractive Ace will be joining the Gene Simmons Band and Don Felder and lots of other bands who are going to do great at the childrenmatter.ngo event, September 20th in St. Paul. And by the way, I went over to Ace's house because he called me, and we wrote 2 songs for his next album, and they're both pretty good. I like them a lot.
Yeah, and Peter Criss is still. I mean, you guys now have been playing with the current configuration of KISS for years now.
Oh, much longer than the original. Much longer
than the original.
Oh, sure.
So now, would you say that this iteration of KISS with Eric and Tommy, is the Kiss forever?
Depends when you get on the. Yeah, I think it'll be the Kiss forever. A train ride is only as valid as when you get on it. You know, if somebody goes on a train ride on the very first stop, his perspective is, oh boy, I remember that green tree that I saw. But the guy that gets on halfway through it, he says, what are you talking about? I don't know anything about a green tree. So when we do concerts, nobody holds signs with previous band members' names because they have no idea what went on before.
Yeah.
And when you go see the Stones, how come nobody says, where's Brian Jones?
You know, what's interesting is when I first got into Kiss as a kid in the 80s, you guys were sans makeup.
That's right.
And it wasn't until the 90s that I first saw you in your, classic Kiss getup.
Yeah.
So that, for me, was the classic Kiss was with no makeup on at all.
Yes, it all depends. Your perspective all depends on where you are and what your perception is. Yeah.
One last thing that I was wondering about. I know, you're a guy who I've heard you many times over the years be very sort of self-deprecating and self-effacing about your own artistry. That you are, someone who just plays the bass in front of a lot of chicks isn't really a great artist. I've heard you say things like that. But everyone who loves you knows you are a superb bass player. You're a great singer.
Holy
Is
shit.
this? Are you underappreciated as a musician? Would you say?
Holy shit! I always pay my debts.
I always take them.
You conniving, sexy bastard, you. Look, life is short. We all think we're God's gift when we look into the mirror, but get a life. When you go out there and just kind of do it, and don't worry about what it all means. Do I have my mother's hips, and why doesn't he call me anymore? All that nonsense. Just do it.
Yeah.
And what people think, who cares? I don't mean that to be arrogant or anything, but just do the best you can. The last thing you want is some guy coming over to you and, did you know that I'm a real fucking artist? You didn't know how great I am.
Yeah.
Let me tell you all about it.
Well, I know you don't like to go that way, but I'm
But I am the
curious
coolest.
if, in terms of the music over all these years of Kiss, you guys had a persona that sometimes was, it was very dramatic. It was almost fictionalized in a way. And I wonder, all along this line, do you think that you are a better musician and Kiss are better musicians than they may have been given credit for all these years?
I honestly don't care. None of it means anything to me. All you can do is do the best you can, and when you go home or before you go to sleep at night, feel proud of what you did. Because, look, Picasso is beloved worldwide. I don't like it. I look at it and I go, I don't get it. And
Yeah.
you do too. You walk past Jackson Pollock paintings and you go, what is that? He just threw paint on it. Yes, that's exactly what he did. He took paint and threw it against the canvas.
Revolutionary.
So, one man's meat and so on. So you think it's revolutionary, it's iconic. Going, the fuck is that? It just
Yeah.
looks like garbage.
Right.
So not everybody likes Jesus and not everybody gets Jackson Pollock, and whether you get me or not is really not my job. My job is to be the best I can be for myself. When you run a race, just look forward, damn it. And don't look over your shoulder to figure out what anybody's saying or if anybody's running behind you. Oh, they're running a different way. Well, let me run a different way because you're supposed to. I am not a lemming. I want to be in front of the pack, not in back. And the guys in the front of the pack don't have time to discuss with anyone in the peanut gallery who've done nothing or not qualified to have an opinion and so on. So everybody have your opinions, that's great. But only the doers and the movers and the shakers make the world go round. Not people who just say, nah, I don't like that.
Right. And now you are going to be going around the world with this vault here.
The largest box set of all time.
The largest box set of all time.
Have you picked it up?
Have you? You want me to pick it up?
I want you to try.
Yeah, okay. I'll try. This is the gold medallion that comes with it, right?
The gold medallion.
In Gene We Trust, is that right?
It says in Gene We Trust, and if it's too loud, you're too old. Also free coughing, because it's a live show. They don't care if you hear it. If it's too loud, you're too old in Latin.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Is there?
Well, this is much lighter.
Does each one of these have its own combination? Is it a combination?
We tried to do that, and then our legal guys said if you do that and one doesn't open, you'll get sued, and somebody's going to sneeze on it. All that ad infinitum. So we decided not to, and this just literally opens by pulling, and a light goes on. Now this is going to be much lighter because this is not in there.
You want to put it in there?
10-pound book.
Come on, you want to put it in there?
Where
does it go?
I've heard that before, actually.
Yeah, I know. I've said it to you, I think.
Ladies?
All right, ready? We're gonna put Gene in there
Okay,
as well.
you're really messing it up here, but at least for the weight.
Well, just for the moment.
Okay,
right?
just for the moment.
I'll put Gene on top. I'll put Gene on top.
Yeah, but it'll fall. Let's just do the tip, just a little bit.
Just the tip, yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
Just the tip.
It won't close unless the book's in the right place.
Oh no, it won't close unless I gotta put the book on top.
Put it on top.
Just to I'll give you the 20 back if I can't manage it.
I gotta make a profit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll give you the interest on top of it. All right. Ready? All right. Here we go.
Don't fart.
Are you ready?
Okay.
I'm gonna cut it from the bottom.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, Gene went down. I don't know if I would have done it if Gene had
Folks,
stayed on
what did I say?
stayed on the vault.
What did I say?
Here he is.
Oh boy. It's a good thing you've got a job.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna need another one after this.
Okay, the question I have for you is, see, metal wheels?
Yeah.
Is this solid or not?
Yeah, man. I mean, this thing is for real.
Plastic.
That's right.
That's what I wanted. And
Is this how you always envisioned it? I mean, you had all this unreleased music. What did you think all these years how you were going to do this?
I originally envisioned it as a Halliburton case, so it looked chrome and all that kind of stuff. But literally, I couldn't do it because the case wouldn't fit all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to go bigger, and that's when I sat down with the Rhino guys and said, and by the way, the best teammates you could hope for. And we said, look, I don't know what this is going to do to the cost of stuff, but it's got to be bigger, she said.
Yeah. How many of these things are you going to bring at once? Like on an airplane?
I don't know. I don't know. But for instance...
Because I imagine carrying 10 of them is going to be harder than carrying one.
Hopefully I'm not going to carry them. Hopefully there'll be somebody there to carry them. But I am literally, Gene Simmons personally is going to go all over, God help me, all over the world and hand deliver it to you, wherever you are. Look, for the legal people so they don't commit suicide, if you're one person and you're in the North Pole and you got yourself a vault, I'm not going there, okay? I'm not going to go to the North Pole for one person. It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
You're tempting everyone who lives in the North Pole to buy one now.
You mean those 12 people?
Yeah.
Okay. But truthfully, if you live in and around a certain area, let's all agree to go to an area that's comfortable for you to drive into, and let's all meet together, like however many, 10, 20, whatever there's going to be there. Nobody else will be allowed inside. It's just going to be our time. And I will literally hand you your very own vault.
Complete with this amazing action figure, which is Gene not in Kiss garb, and coincidentally wearing the exact same outfit that you're wearing right now.
No, I'm always in black. But look how cool, look at all the detail. I mean, those are
it's real steel-toed boots.
And look at the little groove on the bottom.
Yeah, right in the...
A lot of detail.
Yeah.
And getting this sort of leather look to be completely different than the jeans and those folds, I don't want to torture you, but this took forever to get right. But like anything, you want something done right, you got to keep doing it over and over again.
That's right. So this is the vault. It is a 38-pound box set, the world's biggest, 150 unreleased songs. Is that right? 10 CDs.
That's correct.
A leather-bound book, a gold medallion in Gene We Trust. This anatomically correct Gene Simmons.
I'm much bigger than that.
Action figure. Not posable.
Right. I just pulled it inside because I didn't want to have the kids look, Mom, what is that bulging thing? So I didn't
right,
want
no,
to
I get that. I get that. It's a little baggy under, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible thing. And have we said what this retails for?
They go for $2,000. The actual cost of making one, you don't want to know. The cost of the plane flights and the insurance and all that stuff. Suffice it to say, you're getting away with murder. 2 iPhones get you the largest box set of all time.
And I had heard, this might be wrong, I had read somewhere that there were different price points for different levels of access. Is that not true?
You can be an executive producer and get your name into the box set by literally telling me what's wrong with the songs and all that. That's going to end by November some point. That's 25 grand. I come to you, we sit in a recording studio, we take notes, and you tell me exactly. It's a focus group. And the very last thing is, when I was growing up and I was... I bought Beatle records and stuff like that. I couldn't imagine Paul McCartney coming over to my house, or Elvis, or anybody. So there was a guy with a beard who just came over and pressed a button. I have no idea why that's happening in front of us.
That was actually me, and I quickly made it back here.
Yep, no,
like that.
more like Grizzly Adams or something, another
Yeah.
guy. So I couldn't imagine doing that, that it would ever happen, but I want to change that again. So you want me to come to your place, the church bingo hall, or a local club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin? You can have that. I will come to you, Gene Simmons party. You decide who your 20 guests are, and we're going to have a grand old time. You want that individual thing? 50 grand. When I do speaking engagements or do anything, it's 100 to 500,000.
Yeah. I definitely look forward to hearing about what happens when people tell you what is wrong with the songs in this collection.
You know, that's already happened today.
Has it?
Gino, yes, I just told you, we just came literally from Electric Lady Studios, where I first started recording.
Yeah.
Even with other bands and stuff like that. And he was sitting there and going, yeah, that fade is a little too long, literally, on a song called...
Yeah, and you said that'll be $25,000.
No, he already gave us that.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, but I literally took his advice, and a song that I recorded in 1967, he thought it should start the entire box set there. And I thought, what kind of a... It's only acoustic guitar and me singing with my teenage voice. And I said to him, why would you put that at the beginning? He said, you know, in parentheses, you stupid idiot, because it was the beginning. He's right.
Yeah. So last question. I'm curious about that first
I never touched
first
it.
recording. You're 14 years old. How were you recording music at that point? You're growing up in Queens, yeah?
Right. And I had two high school chums. Actually, it was junior high school. And Larry Martinelli and Larry Weinberg. Larry Martinelli and Mark Nyberg. And I had written this song. My uncle is a rev, and he always keeps me floating. Da-dum-bum. He is so good to me. Ba-dum-bum. You know, I didn't know I'd put words against chords. And for some reason, these guys said, oh, let's go down, you know, in Larry's basement. He's got a reel-to-reel tape recorder. And we sat there, and I played bass, which I had just started to learn by copying records. And Larry Martinelli played semi-electric guitar with a little amp. And Mark Nyberg was doing, you know, some box there, just playing bongos and stuff. And we recorded it, and then we overdubbed something. We went on the other channel. And I'll tell you the strangest thing that happened. I remember this because I've never been high or drunk. After we played it through once, I was awed by it. You know, it was like, wow, Sgt. Pepper. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, I said, play it again. And I kept asking, see, this is a live studio. Anything happens. People crap in their diapers. They walk over. They have beards. People talk. They walk by you. So I really couldn't believe that it was happening, and I couldn't stop listening to it over and over again. And it occurred to me the magic of what that was,
Yeah.
and why I couldn't get over it. Before I wrote My Uncle is a Raft, it had never existed. And it sounds cornball, but when you write a song, you're giving birth to something that has never been here before.
And now you're and 50 years later, you're flying it around the world for $2,000 a pop.
That's right.
Yeah, that's an incredible
But
journey.
no plane trip or any other costs to you. That's my gig.
So this is the Gene Simmons Vault. It's a 38-pound box set, the most incredible box set anyone has ever seen. And we congratulate you on doing it. And I definitely look forward to hearing about your adventures around the world, dropping it off.
I appreciate it.
So Gene Simmons, thank you so much for stopping by.
I appreciate it. And all you extras who made noises and farted and have beards and stuff, thanks so much.
Yeah. If there's anything I can say...
Everybody in this room has a beard.
In the meantime, that I can get another tenner off you.
Okay, I found this on the web for everybody in this room has a beard in the meantime.
What did she find? She found something on the web.
Question, my Lord and
Oh, look,
Redeemer.
his eyes.
These are Bolsheviks. And see what I'm doing there? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. We're anarchists. Very different
No,
thing.
Bolsheviks were not necessarily. Just depends on which side you were on.
Yeah, well...
Bolsheviks were early communists.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. I was there.
All right. You know what I was going to do? Because we're going to do this soon enough, I'm going to let you hear a little something, something. We're so proud of the music. And this is going out live, right?
This is live.
How many people are
Watching?
Watching,
Approximately
pressing buttons.
anywhere between 4 and 6 million right now.
Okay. So I'm going to let you hear a little something, something. It's really quite astonishing. And, you know, because when I hear it back, so I can't let you hear full songs if I ever get there before I hang myself. But you can hear music, Free Days, Brian Vickers, Bat Donaldson, Mogul. I'll be there. Here we go. Forget about it. All right. Hey. So here's what I'm going to do. Hold it up.
All right.
One of the songs I wrote is Bob Dylan.
Yeah. So what is this that we're like? What is this?
What is
button?
this?
What button did you just press?
We have a music montage, which is just little bits and pieces, because if you actually sat there and listened to all the music, you'd be awake for a day and a half.
Yeah, a day and a half. Looking
About
through
18 hours.
Looking through. Well, you know, but you have plenty to do as you do it. Looking through the book and trying to bring the gold medal to the bank.
But you won't be able to digest it the first time. There's just so much. And I want to tell you that once we finished mastering and all that stuff, for a week I did nothing but just play it, and I couldn't play it through.
Yeah.
You know, I'd take 2 or 3 discs at a time and sometimes go back, and it's the best stuff I've ever done. What can I say? I'm so proud.
Well, it's a great thing, and this is the book again that I'll show everybody.
Well, let's show them a little bit what's on the inside.
Yeah.
We took great pains to make sure that the CDs actually come on the pages. So when you turn to take the CD out, you play it, and therein you're going to get, so for instance here are the song titles. It tells you the writing stuff. Then
And these
you
are
put in
all,
the CD.
the photographs are mostly taken by you?
They're all my stuff. And here's the studios, the stories, where I was, who I was with, which...
How long did this book, just the book, take to put together?
We've been working on it for a year straight. I do want to say no farm animals were harmed during the making of this. You're supposed to say that.
What about other animals?
Well, that's, you know, it's my job. Here's
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen and I, because we're talking about... It's really a spectacular package, and I don't want to come off... Oh, there I am, at minus 2 years old. Really something.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Gene Simmons, you're quite something.
I agree. So this is the vault, and I very much want to thank you for stopping by the Pace Studio and talking to us about it. And I'm really glad that you're going to be leaving this one here with us.
Yeah.
Complimentary, right on the house.
You're good.
Yeah, I can go home in this thing. I think I can fit myself in there.
I know where you live.
Yeah, he doesn't actually know where I live. Anyway, Gene, thank you so much for coming. And you know, everyone should pick up the vault and have a private meeting with Gene himself, Gene Simmons of KISS. So thank you again.
Or Air Supply.
Or Air Supply. That's right. This has all
And
been
of
Gene
course, if
Simmons
you're
from
a
Air Supply.
millennial, you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
Right. Not the actual
I
Air
have to
Supply.
tell you a quick story.
Please.
My son, Nick, walks up to a chick. She's got a, you know, and they go, you can't say chick. Yes, I can, bitch. I'm going to say chick. So this pretty little girl's got that tongue thing, you know, with the Rolling Stones, and it says the Rolling Stones on it. And he walks over and he says, you know, he's trying to be nice to her. Hey, how you doing? Oh, hi. How are you? And I'm not exaggerating. So you're a big fan? She goes, yeah. Of what? And he goes, of what? Of the Stones. She says, the Stones? He goes, yeah, the Rolling Stones. She said, what, is that a band? He says, you're wearing the T-shirt. She goes, oh, I just like the way it looks. He says, you must have heard of the Rolling Stones. No, never. You know, Mick Jagger, you know, like da 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 da, Satisfaction. No, Mick Jagger. She got Mick Jagger. Oh, yeah, the serial killer. I'm not making it up. She must have thought, oh, Jeffrey Dahmer, Mick Jagger.
Yeah, that's a common.
Common.
It's
yeah.
a common
she has
mistake.
no idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those shirts are everywhere now. I see kids in Nirvana shirts who are about 3 years old.
And no idea.
No idea. And there's a
going on.
baby on the shirt, and they are anyway.
That just got very complex. I don't know where you went with that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get
like
you
a
to.
baby watching a baby, and
I'm just trying to get you to give me more money. Is really all this.
it's what we do. It's our people.
Believe me, that's why we're sitting here.
And we wrote the biggest selling book of all time.
That's right. I know it's in here. I believe.
No, it's the Bible.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Gene, thank you again for coming to the Pace Studio. Congratulations on the vault. It's a great thing, and good luck carting it around the world.
Now get out.
Now get out.